precious ones! I cannot believe I'm in front of the camera. My goodness, it's been a long journey. So I do owe you, everyone, a video about my trip. And I left United States, it's been like 6 months, over 6 months now. Left United States in November with the plan of staying 1 month to 2 months overseas in Europe, which I do every year. This time it was completely different. I stayed for over 6 months. So everyone was surprised. I get a lot of text messages. Where are you? What are you doing? How did you do this? And a lot of questions, and I want to make sure I answer every single one. I wrote some notes here, and I'm going to share with you how it all happened. So first of all, I have to say that I have a lot of family. Not only I have a lot of family, but I was brought up to invite everyone to stay at my place. If I see a traveler, I always open my door and say, don't get a hotel, stay with me. So that attitude, I mean, I've been doing that since I was born, over 40 years, and I've hosted a lot of people in my home. Even if I had to sleep on the floor in the living room, I gave my bedroom, and I shared unconditionally. Even if I didn't have money, even if I didn't have food, whatever I ate, I split it in half, and I made sure that traveler is accommodated. Being it family member, friend, and all my friends know that about me. I'm always welcoming. The most important thing is the experience, you know? And I don't feel people violate my privacy when they're with me. I look at it from a different perspective. I am blessed to have them in my life. So, you know, eventually they leave, so you can go back to your old things. So I sacrifice that short period of time. I've even hosted friends for over 30 days. So it doesn't bother me. It's just my personality. So that's number one. Number two, I have to say that I am not very picky, and wherever I sleep or I go, I don't have a problem. Like, I'm not the type of person that I need this and I need that and I need a bed like this and I need a shower or a private bathroom. If there's no bathroom, I don't mind. I don't mind that. If there's no shower, I don't care. If I have to sleep on the floor, I'm fine. I am a travel. That's the spirit of a traveler. You have to be willing to go through anything and everything as long as there is safety. That's number one, is safety and a little bit of hygiene. Of course, cleanliness. I clean my space if the place is not, perfect. So these things make it very easy for you to travel because you don't have conditions. You have lots of friends everywhere, lots of family. They know you hosted them. They want to host you. So imagine. That really creates a different atmosphere in your life when you're willing to travel. So when I arrived to Norway, I met some friends, and one of them had an accident. So he broke his arm and everything got canceled. I had to go to Spain, and I had to take care of him and a bunch of other friends. We had to cancel our trip. So what happened was I got stuck in Spain for a long time, and then I started the ketogenic office over there, which is not active yet, but it's already in motion. And that made the trip just turn from this 2-month thing into 3 months, 4 months, and then the office and all that. It was just phenomenal. There was a time where I was really wishing to come back because I was homesick. And I suffered because I didn't want to stay, but I had to. So I gave my word to a few friends that I have over there, and I had to stay. So with that all said, let me just share with you the countries where I've been. So first of all, I was in Norway. Then I had to stay a couple days, 3 days in Norway because of the accident. We had to cancel the whole thing. Then Spain. Then I went to Portugal. Then I went to, I think, England, spent New Year's there. Scotland after that. And then I went to Iceland after that. Then Poland, then Hungary. These are the only countries I visited. These are 9 countries. And then the cities are 18 cities in total. Most of the time has been spent in Spain because of the ketogenic project. And it's not done yet, but you will know about it It's a big little adventure which hopefully will come to fruition soon. I have to say, Spain is filled. I have my family has a house there, a property there, and then I have friends there. So I stayed mostly at friends' homes and at my family's house. Portugal, I was invited by a friend, long-term friend, over 25 years of friendship. The other countries, except for London, I have a very good friend in London. Everywhere else, I stayed at couch surfing. Couchsurfing.com. I will put a link below this video. Couchsurfing is a service where you host people and they host you back. You can look at their reviews, their home, their pictures. You can choose the people you want to stay with, and you can refuse invitations. So what you do is you announce your trip, because I didn't want to go to hotels, nor did I want to spend money in hotels, because you don't get the experience of sharing and meeting the people native of the country. So most of these trips, almost 90% of these little stays that I had were at natives' homes. So in Hungary, I stayed at a Hungarian home. In Scotland as well. Iceland also, at Vikings' homes. Poland, same thing, both cities. Portugal, stayed at my friend's house. Spain, stayed at my friend's house with my family. Morocco, I stayed at my family's home. But the new countries that I had never visited, I stayed at couch surfing. It was free, and even they shared meals with me. Mostly were families with kids. I posted my dates, and I got a lot of invitations. I know if it's a guy, he's not gonna get as many invitations as a woman, a single woman traveling by herself. But I'm pretty sure if you host in your hometown, or you have a couch to share with someone, you will be invited eventually. People really want to share, that we want to connect together. It's not always about money, remember that. And it's wonderful to share experiences and open your home to others. Even if you don't have a space, just a little floor mattress, and you invite a person or two to your home once a month, if you do it, you'll have 12 countries where you can go at the end of the year. Imagine that. And even if you don't host, like I hadn't hosted when I posted my profile on Couchsurfing, and now I'm starting to host because I heard about it, but I never tried it. And then also I stayed at some Airbnb in places where I couldn't find Couchsurfing, because not always you get invited, not always people accept you as a guest. So you should be willing to spend a little bit of money. I spent $15 a day on some of the Airbnb, and never took any hotels. I didn't want to do hotels, because the Airbnb, you have a host as well, and they show you around, they tell you where to go and all that stuff. Also, I was fasting, so slashed my food in half. And the trip from United States, people think like I'm a millionaire. I'm not, and I don't want to be, by the way. Money is not very important. There are other things I'm realizing as I grow older. There are other things much more important that make your life much more happier than money. I stayed at some Airbnbs and some couch surfing. The Airbnbs were $15, and my trip from United States to Norway was only $375 one way. So if you really do the math, this trip was almost nothing. It's what you spend in a month. Let's say you have $1,500 income or $1,000 a month. If you have where to stay for free, and some people invite you to meals, you really don't have to spend much. If you fast, also, when I got to Iceland, I was fasting. I fasted for 1 week, and I stayed at a place where with some native Vikings. They didn't have a kitchen. It was a very strange place, but it was so homey. And I'm like, I'm fasting. Perfect. They don't have a kitchen. Great. They were working with nature, like a forest guard and things. So they were always on the go. It was a couple with a brother. So it was a lot of fun. Let me tell you, this trip has been magical. I owe it also to the fact that before leaving LA, I focused on eating wild animals only. I don't know if it has anything to do with it, but I feel like you are what you eat. I posted on Instagram this morning about chicken and duck eggs. I think ducks are created by nature. I've been eating a lot of duck before I left. I just think duck is traveling all the time, so that spirit will live inside of you. It might be, I don't know if you believe in energies. I do believe in energies, but I started focusing. I'm like, I don't want farmed animals in my life. So I did eat farmed animals, but very, very minimal. And probably that's the reason this trip happened. And I've been flying all over Europe. But yeah, follow me on Instagram. I post some interesting stuff. So that said, most of the expenses were just transportation sometimes. In England, it was a little bit expensive to get on the bus and the train. The pound is very expensive. But other than that, really, some months, I spent less than what I spent in LA in food. So for me, I'm going to tell you what's most important if you want to travel. I wrote it here. Number one is health. If you don't have your health, you can't go from here to there. So keep in mind that health is very, very important. Number one thing. For you to travel, you must be healthy. Number two, freedom. Money doesn't come as number two, in my opinion. Freedom. If you have a job, a 9 to 5, there's nothing wrong with it. I worked in a 9 to 5 job for many years. You don't have freedom. You can't travel for a long time. You can do 1 week, 2 weeks, and you're done. But traveling really becomes a teacher when you spend a month plus at a place. Then you get the vibration of that place, and you really shift your mindset, and you notice things that you wouldn't notice in a 2-week trip. So that's number two, freedom. You have to have your freedom if you want to do trips like this one. Number three, maybe it's money, because money a little bit allows you to, afford things that you wouldn't be able to afford, but you can make your trip cost almost nothing. If you travel in low season, like all my tickets between countries were all under 70 euros per flight. So from Iceland to Poland, I think I spent $90, 90 euros, 95 dollars. And from Poland to Budapest, Hungary, I spent maybe $25. So every little leg was very, very affordable. Why? Because it was winter, low season. I love to travel in winter. Why? Because I live in Los Angeles, very hot weather here all year. So I don't miss the sun and stuff. I like the rain. Everything was a lot cheaper, sliced in half the cost. And then a good attitude is number four for you to be able to travel. Because if you have a good attitude and you are willing to experiment, and you don't have expectation, you don't have conditions, everything changes. I stayed at a city council home in Budapest. I couldn't believe it. Beautiful home, gigantic home. I had my own room and everything. And also in Budapest, the second week, I stayed at my own apartment for free. I was handed a key by a couple. One of them is a real estate agent. Thank you so much for hosting me and trusting me with your apartment. So I had enough money to rent cars. That's how much I had extra. I had planned a certain budget, and then that I didn't reach that budget because all the stays were free. And I'm welcoming everyone back to Los Angeles whenever you want to travel. If you watch this video, some of the hosts, I told them I have a YouTube channel, some I didn't. It just depends what came up in the conversation. But I was very blessed to have had amazing people host me. There was a family in Gdansk in Poland. They were so sweet. The daughter offered me her own room, and she was like so sweet with me, brought me towels, brought me everything, breakfast. I was like, wow, this is unbelievable. And it's just miraculous when you open yourself to exploring the world, when you think the world is a safe place. Because I shared this with people. Oh, that is so dangerous. You didn't get killed. The likelihood of you getting killed is 0.00001. And when you watch the news, you see only that exception. Because the world is a very safe place. The amount of incidents that happen in the planet are almost 0.00001 if you look at it. But because they're put in the news in front of us, in the TV every day, we think that's the nature of Earth. No, the nature of Earth is peace, love. Most people want to share. They want to know about you. People were surrounding me like, let's go eat. Let's, they're asking me questions. How is Los Angeles? How is this? And so many questions. And how do you travel by yourself? So it's like curiosity, sharing. I had so many meals with my hosts. I interacted. I was so blessed. They took me to traditional food places. I tried to pay. They wouldn't let me pay. So I had this just marvelous experience. I can't even believe it. I want to do it again. So hopefully I'll have some freedom, number 2. Because really money, I'm not concerned about it. If you don't have money, fast. If you can't eat. And couch surfing will take care of your hosting, and you can host back world travelers. A lot of people on couch surfing use it as a place to stay because they have a wedding or something. That's not the purpose. Although I'm nobody to judge, but I think the purpose of couch surfing is when you are going to travel the world, to explore, not when you're going to a wedding and you have to stay somewhere. For that you can get a hotel and Airbnb that's cheaper. I want to keep the couch surfing community spirit as a traveler's spirit, so that we all get the chance to experience other countries, other cultures. It would be wonderful. So like I said, health is number 1, what you need. Number 2 is freedom. You need time and freedom. And number 3, you need a little bit of money. And number 4, you need a good attitude and no expectations, so that you can get wonderful things. I didn't have to sleep in a couch. I always had a bedroom. It's amazing. I didn't ask for it. I was willing to sleep anywhere. I wasn't demanding at all, but it happened like that. So that's pretty much it. I was gonna say the names of the people that hosted me, but then I thought maybe some of them don't wanna share their names in public. So I just thank every host that I got that had the chance to host me. It is so wonderful. Thank you for your generosity. Thank you for introducing me. A lot of them introduced me to their wives, their families, their girlfriends. We shared wonderful moments. I am so grateful. Thank you for the Airbnb hosts that had me and made my stay wonderful as well. Thank you for the tips on the wonderful places that I otherwise wouldn't have known if it weren't for the locals from the town where I stayed. And friends that hosted me for a long time. Also, thank you. In Spain, I had to stay at a place because my family's home wasn't ready. They were doing some painting and stuff. So thank you so much for everything. I hope this video has helped you understand that traveling really doesn't need for you to be a millionaire. Also, forgot to mention, it's very important to minimize your expenses back home or have none. So like when I stayed, I had no lease and I had no rent payments. And I left. In fact, I had income. I rented my space, so I had income coming from the space where I lived temporarily for those 6 months. So that helped finance my trip. And also I was able to extend it. Also, I had a couple friends taking care of my business here. Thank you so much. I'm very grateful, so that things can stay. The mail is picked up and everything is being done. My car is taken care of and things like that. That was very important as well. But overall, it was just a fantastic trip. I wish everyone can experience that, go anywhere in the world, would not have to worry about money or anything. I think travel gives you a lot of wisdom. Like in 6 months, I got the wisdom of maybe 6 years of living in the same place, I will be putting up more videos, hopefully more often, so that I can make up for all that period this last month and a half that I haven't posted a video. And if you have any questions, leave them for me below. Thank you for watching. My weight is still the same, 127. I went up a little bit, 129, 130 almost when I was in Spain the first week, 2 weeks, because I was eating everything. And I calmed down and I broke my diet as well several times. Sometimes you couldn't find what you eat and I didn't have the willpower to say no or stay fasted. So, but I did 2 fasts, one for 5 days. I hope you watched the video, and one for 7 days in Iceland. One in 5 days in Spain and one in 5 days, 7 days in Iceland. They were wonderful fasts. The Iceland one was magical because I was hiking, I was doing things, and I was without food. I couldn't believe it. I was driving. The 5th day I'm driving, going places. Amazing. Because the 5-day one I was home, I was a little bit like, am I okay? It's all in the mind, I think. Anyways, this video is pretty long. 32 minutes. Love you guys. Thank you for your support. Thank you for your comments. Don't be afraid to ask questions. More videos coming up. Give me suggestions of what you need to hear and learn about. And please subscribe to my channel and give this video a like if you like it. And follow me on Instagram. Lots of love. Bye.